lead, this is what you have to do is intermission. I need a little intro so that you got that few minutes while you wait for everybody to get on. How's that? Yep. Spiritual investigation is what I teach, and I also use it on myself. Learning about soul speak, I'm teaching people how to do that as well. It seems awfully warm in here. I'm trying to figure out. So I'm not sure if this is working because there's nobody here. One of those feelings that you're not. Yeah, I think I need to write that stuff down. What does it mean? Well, spiritual investigation is really important when it comes to being able to address your issues instead of just relying on people like me. You'll need me in the Ooh, hello. Yay, people can see me. Can you hear me okay? Because I have no idea if the audio works. I had issues with earlier today. And, I got a love. Okay, so I'm assuming that you say yes. It's so funny because it says there's people here, but I at least see a couple. Hey, hello, that helps. All right. So, spiritual investigation. You know, people wake up at different levels and different ways and different lifestyles, and I feel like I'm really short all of a sudden. That's weird. How do you wake up? I mean, your life's going good, or is your life, you believe that's the story you tell yourself? So when you are on this path, it's not just about getting readings. What are you doing with them anyways? I mean, if you don't use them to grow, what do you use them for? Sometimes it's for just getting your hopes up or getting that feeling of guidance or some type of connection. Awesome. Some type of connection to the other side, the feelings of lost. And it's just amazing how we are taught that emotions have nothing to do with our mental health, or that our emotions are, you're not supposed to have any. I mean, crap, back in years ago when women used to display their emotions, they called them hysterical and threw them in the loony bin. And the more that you begin to use your right brain, the more you get into the creative side, which is the yin side, which is that side that allows you to have that freedom of expression, to be able to connect with something that is a beautiful space. But we're all taught with the left brain. That's okay, but if you don't really use your right brain, then you could not have empathy or compassion. I've seen people really shut their heart off, shut their higher selves off, and so that they could fit into the world of how you're supposed to act and be. So, I mean, if you're waking up every single day and struggling with emotions, struggling to function, not just physically, but mentally, you got to understand you're such a deep individual. You came here, and one of the things you did was that you wanted to experience life. And the only way you really can do this through your sensory system and your emotions. Now, we've gotten really good at suppressing, dumping, getting rid of. So, Lenore's not going to be here tonight. So, if you share, you're going to have to tell me so that I can write your name down. And, just share once, or, share as many as you want. But I'm only going to write it down once because I got to be able to talk and function and do all these things together. Yeah, I'm not that talented. So, the classes that I'm putting together is for people on every day. life, everyday life. And it's like, well, what do you do? How are you supposed to read everyday life? And that is where you begin to learn soul speak. And that is also, you're got another class that helps you connect, to ground, to bring in that information, to connect to your higher self. And then you have, oh, Lenore's here. And then you have other classes that if you're going to do this with your intuition, you need to know the steps really, is it my voice? Is it their voice? Is it, is it the bad voice? What is it? So there's all these steps. And so today I was asking, hey, what do you want me to teach tonight? And I feel for some reason the energy of what I do doesn't really work. Just bear with me. It is a story that my soul came in with in the soul contract. And it's come in with this. And what I find fascinating is how you read clues. So the feeling state that I'm walking around with is, I feel like nobody's going to come to these video classes anymore, or these video live feeds anymore. And there's really no way to put them out there unless you pay for it or any of that stuff. And remember to hit love and you get a card and share, and your name can go into the hope box. And this tonight is going to be Spirit will just have a list, and then they'll just choose you. So this is a spirit choosing time. Numbers are great. See, and when you begin to be able to do that a spiritual awakening, one of the things is that it has to catch you, it has to stick out like a sore thumb. And getting numbers repetitively is the best part, because it's exciting, because it's like, it can't happen again. Oh, wait, it happened again. And you're not looking for it. It just comes up and goes, hey, here I am. And you're like, awesome. And it helps you get that awakening feeling. And, many other tools. One of them is hearing music. So I noticed the feeling, and I thought, well, this is a strange feeling. It just won't go away. And I kept hearing, and so I just stopped and let it flow through. And I heard, no one's going to come to your shows anymore. And you're going to just see that nobody, I'm like, oh, so people that are just starting are going to get 30, 60, 100 people alive. And then there's, well, I've been doing this for 30 years. Okay, so I just thought, so don't overanalyze. So I just wrote it down, put it on the shelf. So here's the clues. I went to a store today, and they ordered the wrong thing for me, and that's okay. The guy was very nice, but I could feel this desperation of him that he didn't want to lose a customer. And that feeling struck in me that, so I wrote that down, put that on the shelf. And I've been trying to put these things together. So I come home and get on the computer, and up pops this video that I'm supposed to notice. And I'm like, and it's two readers. And I thought, okay, so I'm supposed to learn something here. I wonder what it is. And as I'm looking, I noticed that the first thing that pops out is that there's no professionalism in it. I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do with that? So I noticed not really any professionalism. The woman was burping and farting, and she was like, I know my shit. And she's going on with that voice, and I'm like, okay. And what am I supposed to notice? And then they were playing games, and I, that's good. But then it was all about money. I'm like, I'd say that's desperation again. So I put that on the shelf, but something else struck me that, I love to give meat and potatoes. And for me to say that is this way of providing deep information that you may know about yourself, but you don't know how it's hooked to why your life's turning out the way it is. It can be with health. It can be with whatever it could be. And so you're looking at this, and I'm like, okay, I provide healing tools so that you don't just get information. So I'm really watching these two people, and I mean, they kept changing the rules, and I'm like, what's all that about? I kept watching, getting very confused. And I says, do I have to keep watching this? And I'm thinking I'm supposed to be getting clues for my business, but it was much more than that. It was me. It was about me. So spiritual investigation, and I thought, okay, so I put that video on the shelf, and then all of a sudden I get another video, and it was like, where are these coming from? Of course, spirit. And so this person is just reading cards, pulling them up. I'll pull you a card and read the card. Pull the card, read the card, and they give a little insight. I'm thinking, yeah, well, I do that too. Okay, but she didn't charge any money. Like, okay, one person is desperate, the other one is not. Okay, what does that mean? I don't know. Throw it on the shelf. So then I know you're supposed to recognize twangs of emotions that are in you, because when they are in you, you have to understand that you're going to see a projection outside of you. And sometimes when you are doing spiritual investigation, you have to sometimes forget that and look differently. So it's learning to look at life at a different perspective. So I'm going along a little bit further, and I get somebody says to me, hey, you want to do another party? I said, sure. And they said, often you need to raise your prices because you don't realize how good you are. And I'm thinking, well, I know that in America the price range is different, and I haven't quite figured out my footing here. Okay, that was nice. But then Spirit says, it's a sore thumb. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll put that on the shelf. Now, normally you don't put the pieces together because you have to wait until all the pieces, but they told me I'm supposed to talk to you about this. So I'm walking around the house, and all of a sudden I realize I'm singing in my head. Oh, wait, that's a clue. Like numbers. And it's like, okay, I'm like, what is this? What is this? I'm going to pop some tags. I got $20 in my pocket. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So you go to Google and you type in the lyrics. And I was so surprised. It is a song. All right. I listened to it, and it's going to a thrift store, and it's seeing the value in things that you don't have to pay a heap of money for, but you can value it. And I thought, oh, okay, throw that up on the shelf. That one took me a few minutes to figure out. And then I got another song, and I was too busy. I couldn't look it up, but it's there. It's there. And okay, fine. I go running in. And how does that one go? A little help from my friends, that one. And I was like, oh, okay. So put that on the shelf. So it's all about learning how to, and then I realized, I really don't know how good I really am. I just go out and I don't really compare myself. I compare myself to myself from the day before to see if I've ever grown. Doesn't really matter to me what people say about me. Now, I also know that I could never take receive. So Spirit has taught me to take compliments and to help, even my enemies used to I could get information from them. So I thought, oh, feedback. Okay, good. You can do that. And, if you share, you have to let me know so that I can write it down. And I think I need to somehow shift. There's like an arrested development there that I need to be able to shift my thinking. But first, you got to know what you're thinking. You got to know what you need to know. You don't know, you need to know. So I'm just going to keep looking. So I have I got someone here that paid, and I'm going to give her a reading in a minute. But before I do that, it's the very interesting thing is there was this animal that he's just a baby, and this little kitty cat, and very beautiful. Had seizures after seizures, and pretty much it looks like it was on the last leg. And so somebody gifted a friend and said, "Hey, why don't you let's see what Brenda can do?" Now, all I can never guarantee is that I'll either help them to the light or I'll help them to live. I can't guarantee what the soul is going to choose. So, you know, 40 minutes, I think it was 40 minutes or 35 minutes. I don't remember what it was. Um, I did some deep energy work, and then, like what you see, as far as clearing out, um, it's like the kitty couldn't feel love, even though love was around it all the time. And so, removing rejection and cleaning up its DNA coding, cellular repair. And the good news was, okay, that was yesterday. And the good news is that the cat is told, the doctor told it, the vet said, "Hey, take it home. You can take it home now. It's discharged." And, it's got medicine and stuff, and had a heap of things wrong with it. So it's in my prayers, and let's just keep praying that this kitty cat keeps, keeps growing, keeps healing. And so I'm just going to write down a couple things I just saw. Marcy says, my daughter had her twin boys too early, and oh, that just is sad. But again, I also know on a soul level that that's what happens. Oh, good. Somebody's from Australia. Yay. I see. Hello, got Sandy. She's from Michigan. That's where I was from. So it's good to see y'all here. It really is. Okay. Now, the energy is shifting, and I know that I believe. Oh, hi, Minnie.
Line in mode.
I hope you can hear that. I believe that I thought I seen her name. Yeah, Demi, are you here, dear? Rihanna, that was her cat. She says she's home and super happy now. You're amazing, Brenda. Oh, thank you, dear. I appreciate that. Okay. So once I know Demi's here, and I'll give her a call, and she just wanted to know how her chakras are and what she needs to work on next. Now, I say I don't want future questions. Don't ask me if you're going to get pregnant. I can tell you, I can tell you if there's a complication to why you're having issues, and then you can clear that out of your body so that you can get closer to, having kids and stuff like this. If you're going to get that job, no, I'm not going to tell you that either, because if the cards come up and says yes, no, I know you want a yes, no. That's not what I can't do that, because I can tell you what I see. But I can help you understand what you need to do next. My daughter's constantly, hey Norma, my daughter's constantly, she won't even talk. She'll just say, hey, what do I need to fix next? So Spirit will come and say, okay, have her do this, have her do that. And see, it's a different form of question. Okay, so I'll wait until Demi actually comes back, and we'll go from there. But spiritual investigation is putting those pieces together, and I'm still gathering. But you need to know it sticks out, gets north on, and soul will just speak differently to you. And I don't even realize that I bebop around in the house, and I don't even have TV or radio on, and I find plenty of things to do. Mainly, I'm building classes, but it's so important to, wow, shut up and listen. What do you want me to listen to? So somebody's heart's hurting out there. They said there's a heartbreak. Oops, let's go this way. Oh, come on. All right, so the heart breaking. Somebody's heart is breaking. And I'm watching their thoughts go over and over and over, and they can't stop thinking about it. And when you can't stop thinking about it, understand that is it can be a habit. And two, you have an emotion that you're addicted to, and it just keeps firing. It keeps firing. And then it'll build up a toxin inside your body. this is where I would use home therapy that would take, and you would hold a point and you would think it through and just, just be completely upset by it. And then the thoughts change, the emotions go down. I think that would be really good. Maybe, if somebody wanted to do that, I might end up doing it that way, helping people to, because I don't really know if you understand what it is that I actually do. Because I'm more on the end of helping you resolve to evolve. And that means really move through it. Now, there are people that I know who've, open it up, that really could use energy work. And I love using energy medicine as as a tool to help you get your life in order. Physically, you start to feel better. And when you begin to feel better, then your thoughts actually begin to feel better. And then life starts to have a different outlook, because your stinking thinking will come when your body is like crap. Okay, now if you're just looking for a card, just hit the love button up there, and I'll send you a card after the show or tomorrow because it's late. So as far as wanting your name to be drawn for the reading, because Lenore's not here, then you're going to have to share this feed. And there's no way for me to check to see if you shared it by other than trusting that you've shared it. And then afterwards, you get a card, but if you don't get your name drawn. So you get a chance to get 2 cards, which can start telling the story. Is Demi here yet? Oh, Marcy, that's what it is. How soon? When was it? Oh. Yeah, that's the hard part, Marcy, is when you love somebody and they're going such an incredible amount of pain, especially mothers, when you think of their daughters. The best thing you can do, I'm asking Spirit, the best thing that you can do for yourself, is to listen. But at the same time, just call the Spirit through. Just call the Spirit through. Call the angels through. Say thank you. Then take your hands. Because right now, I'm feeling the energy of what they're going to do. They're going to activate your hands. We're all doing it, but, So now imagine that you're picking up a child. Okay, you're picking up a child. And there's a weight of that child. And so sometimes when your hands are down, you have a pink in it. So just imagine that tautness with your hands. Okay, so you don't want to drop that child. Now, I want you to put your hands, you got to rub them together. Get the heat going. And then you're going to start noticing you've just activated the electromagnetic energy. Okay? And then you're going to put your hands like any way you want. And you imagine that her body, her chest, her heart, her thymus, that area. And you can just thank the Spirit. You say, it is commanded by the creator that all that is. It is commanded. And you allow yourself to just get into that space of spirit, feel it. You can feel your body twitch. You can feel it. And then you're going to start feeling the hands move, or just get them going. And then the circling is like you're tapping into that vortex. Now she's in the middle of that, and all you're doing is sending love. Now, some people will connect with a color. It could be pink or green. And all you're going to do is you're providing that love. And when she's ready, her body will start to bring it in. Here's another thing. You keep doing that. Pull it away. You can start feeling the frequencies. Okay. You can even just say infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. There is I can't do my hands like that because I broke my fingers, but that's not too bad. Infinite love and gratitude, sending it in that way. Another thing you can do is if you are imagining your daughter or you're next to your daughter, you're putting love in. I put love into this body. I put love into this body. Put love into this heart. just touching the governing meridian and putting love and joy into the body, your body takes that as a beautiful command. You know, that's why I don't want people touching my head unless they love me. You can change the frequency of how to help, just providing the space of love. And even though she's in pain, you need to help transfer your pain out. And you could just do that by putting your hand on your forehead and make sure you're touching the emotional button here, because 80% of the blood leaves the forebrain. So when you're doing this, your blood and your hands are electromagnetic, and so when you're doing this, you're actually helping draw the blood up while you're thinking of the pain and the heartache and stuff like this, which really helps the person, including yourself. And it really can make a big difference on that individual, but it also can help. Now, if you feel like you're failing, please don't believe you are, because you're not doing it alone. You're having angels there. Okay, you're calling in God, and when you're doing this energy and you saying thank you, Spirit, it is done. It is done. It is done. And you're sending love. It's about the intention. It's about all of that. Okay, healing the heart, especially if it's really fresh. The hard part is your body, the program, needs a healing period. Okay? It's doing its best. When you start to take away that ability for it to feel the pain, then it's going to look like, what'd you do that for? I didn't get to cry about it. And when you begin to hear the body speak, you hear it has a rhythm. It needs to go through all those stages. And the best way to do it is to, especially if it's fresh, go through it. Help yourself out the best you can. And then when you get to a certain point, don't take up residence there. That's when you use another healing tool. Because then the chemical peptides will start to dissolve, you'll start to move forward, and you'll be able to have a better outlook. But you also have to heal the fact is that you have a lot of pain because there's no future with that. Like when I left, when I got a divorce, it was like, wow, I cried because there is that future that I had thought is gone. And that is a death. That is a change. That is painful. Now, the more I thought about it, the more I drove myself nuts. But also I realized I can choose a better thought. I can choose a better emotion than this. But when you're in pain of loss, it can really do a number on your brain. But again, just constantly sending love, thinking love, heal yourself so that you can be a better conduit by sending love. Because if you're feeling crappy, then you are not going to be able to send anything very well, or you don't want to send the wrong thing. So don't get paranoid, but just ask the angels to help you. And then you just, send love, infinite love and gratitude. Even just saying that. Okay? All right. Demi, I'm not sure she's back yet. So paid readings. Okay, so what you can do is pay, hit, people pay me for my time and my expertise, and that is, let me see what, it's $11.11. So it's $11 for 11 minutes, and we can do it right through here where I'm talking and you're just listening, or I can call you if you're friends with me, and you go through PayPal, and just remember when you're typing it in, you put bpower.mw. And where's my app? At vr.com. And that way you can, I forgot how to pin it now. There we go. Mary said, oh, hi Mary, I haven't seen you well. I only said divorce is worse than death because the other person doesn't want to and the other is still alive. I thought of that because my boyfriend died and then my husband is there, and I think divorce is worse than death because you're right. that other person's there. And it took me a while. And then when I started using learning healing tools to resolve that out, it was amazing because, and I can get 2 cents about the fact that he's there. But I had to heal the pain of the loss. And once I healed that, then the loved one on the other side, I could feel it stronger. Because it didn't break it, it brought it. That's the thing about being, people say, oh, well, if I heal this emotion, then I've lost connection. That's not true. You heal that pain that muffles you so you can't hear, and it dulls your senses. And when you resolve that out, believe it or not, your ability to connect with them is so much stronger, and you'd be amazed. You're like, whoa, so I'm standing my own way. Oop, I think I seen a demi. So whenever you're ready, Spirit, we can do the read. I swear I just thought I saw her little button. Oh, I'll wait until she comes back. So there's a lot you can do. There she is. Okay, dear. So do you want me to call? Or you call me, however it wants. So then we can do the read. Get my paper out, and I believe it. Yep, I got the names of the people. And what's funny is when you share, usually you get a shared button. I don't think that way works. And then I've seen some people have, what do you call it, top fan page, or top fan, yeah, whatever. You get a badge. I thought that was cool too. Okay, so I got all that written. Yeah, painful. Oops. How do I answer this? Answer. Did I do it? Hi.
Hi, Brenda.
Ah, good. Can everybody hear Demi? Talk again, sweetie.
Hi.
Ah, good. Okay, so I think they can. I'm going to lower that down. All right, so you paid for a reading, and what is it that you wanted to talk about? You said, what was it?
Just my chakras, like how I'm going.
Okay. And see, and
we have spoken about it previously.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see where I'm at with it all, because I feel a lot better.
Well, good. See, and that's what's important, is when you can start looking at your life and seeing if you're growing, are you feeling better, are you feeling worse, where are you at, and we can check into it. So that is what I like to do. My daughter, like I said, she'll talk or she won't even talk. She just types in and says, all right, I'm ready, help me out, blah blah, and you're like, oh, well, thanks you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and talk about being able to read cold readings. So, and I don't get no feedback from her. I just, every now and then she'll say, oh yeah, it worked. I forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm tuning in. I'm going to turn on the timer. So thank you for paying for my time.
You remembered to turn the timer on.
Oh, I know. Isn't that amazing? All right, I feel a lot of feeling attacked energy. Are you aware, or do you feel attacked on words or anything like that? You do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and believe it or not, that energy is that second chakra again. Remember when we were in, we had that the soul party and the energy of the experiment. So what I had, I'm just going to stop the timer. What I did was that she was lovely. She stood up and she demonstrated to the group, and we worked on her second chakra. And before I did that, I said, so this is what happens when negativity is in the space. It may not even be towards you. And it was affecting her chakra. So I gave her a couple tools to balance it, and it was all right, but I gave her a very strong tool to do it so that when feeling attacked, or even if it's intentionally towards her, her body would start to resist it. Now, the second chakra says that the will, somehow you get easily influenced about something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more towards a male than a female. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, turning that timer back on. All right, so in this case, we're going to find out why. And they said because it's the second chakra and the seventh. All right, so let me just find out why the seventh. Why is the seventh involved in this? And they said it's part of you consciously think that the right thing to do is to correct yourself so you show love. If you give love, you're going to get love back. And sometimes that's not the case when you are attached to a narcissist or somebody that does not think and feel with the same heart you have. Does this make sense?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. And they said that the feeling attacked, so funny because they said that you're so used to watching that or being that. Really?
Well, it's a cycle.
Yes, a cycle. So when did you start noticing it? When you first started dating, or?
Well, a lot of my partners have been like that, really.
Okay.
I don't know.
What about friendships with women?
No, I'm pretty good with women.
Okay, so it's just the male thing. Okay. So I'm just going to think, so have you ever run across any narcissistic women?
Possibly, yeah.
But did you handle your
Not
own?
to the full extent of a male. Not as bad as males.
Okay. All right. So now all of a sudden I'm feeling that there's a promise they give you.
Yes.
And you believe it.
Yes and no.
Okay. So you're getting much stronger, but I'm looking at the something in particular. And yeah, if you didn't have that brief awakening, you probably wouldn't have noticed the depths of.
No way. That's why I've totally changed.
Yeah. So I'm just going to stop the timer. Can you tell people in so many words, or if you can put it into words, like.
Yeah, I don't think I could. I don't think I would know the right words to use.
That's fine. Okay. See, so sometimes, no, but see, sometimes it has no words, but your soul's trying to tell you, and that's what it did. So she was, living her life, bopping around and having relationships, thinking they're all good, thinking, yeah, everybody fights, everybody has this. And all of a sudden she just woke up one day and go, wait a minute, I deserve better than this. Wait a minute, so does my kids. Wait a minute. And it's not that this person was bad, it's just that these two people started to not be in alignment anymore. Her ability her soul wanted her to become more. And her path started to go one way, and the mate she had, their path was right where they wanted to be, and they didn't really, they didn't have the tools or the ability to advance themselves. But her soul says, you know what? You are going to advance yourself because we're going to have you do this. We're going to have you experience this. And then next thing you know, she's really seeing that, oh my God, I can't be with this person. And I feel bad about it, but yet I don't. And she has all the strength comes out of nowhere to be able to stand up and say, okay, you got to go. Bye. And
yeah.
And I feel like, and before it was like, it's not that you were a victim, but the energy, the musical notes that were playing said that, oh, got to pull her back in, you got to behave this certain way. So how did I describe that?
Spot on.
Okay. Okay, so what happens is that we all have the 12 musical notes inside of us, and when one of your notes, like C and B, is physical, and if you feel like you can't really take care of yourself physically or do certain things physically, then those notes would be lower and your physical body actually can become sick. But you will also draw the person into your life to fill that in, to give you what you're missing. And now, if it's an extreme case, okay, the extreme case is like, I'll just talk about abused people. Women's notes usually the C and B are missing on the physical, and they have all the other emotional notes, even the mental. And the man won't have the mental or emotional, but have a lot of C and B. And so then they fit together like a puzzle piece. They just fit together perfectly. But it becomes a messy relationship because it's a tug of war of energies, and you're filling in the notes. Now, I seen your notes go up. I seen your note on C go up, that ability to physically to stand your ground and not really think twice about what you said, because it's just that awakening you had. Does that make sense? Totally.
Yeah.
And now you're now it feels like you're back to normal, but you're not, because you had that wonderful insight that your spirit came in and says, here, we're going to give you a shot of this, and now wake your ass up.
Yeah.
Okay, so what they want you to work on, I'm turning the timer back on, what they're having you work on is that you will go through, like you said, cycles, but you go through this, I'm just going to ask, does your monthly menstrual have anything to do with it? Yes. Okay, well, that's good to know. In this case, they say the closer you get to it, the more you become very indifferent to your feelings, and then all of a sudden you have this lack feeling. And when you have this lack feeling, you're just pushing people away, but at the same time you go into a depression state. So that sounds like it's hormonal. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And when that occurs, then all of a sudden, it's like I don't want to say that you forgot your brains, but it's like your senses change, and there's a need that you need fulfilled. And they said that's the first chakra, the survival, because the energy of male and female can create this harmonious balance. And there we go. You're so used to having this happen to you, like you said, a cycle, that it's called overtime hopelessness. It just constantly feels hopeless. So I'm going to ask Spirit, what do you want her to address?
Yes, please tell me.
They said, do you know when you go hysterical?
Yeah.
And do you notice the thoughts?
Yeah.
And they said that the hormone that seems to really do it is when you don't know when you get into that high anxiety. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You can feel anxious, but one of the things that happen is that the blood will start to leave your forebrain. This is where you create reality. And when that happens, oh yeah, because I can really feel the emotional flush happening with me. Let me just check your pattern here. You have to be learned. There is homework to life. One of the things is become aware when all of a sudden you begin to overthink. And when you begin to overthink, you've got to learn to stop it, because you can actually halt that train and say, no, I don't want to go there. But they said what compels you to get into the anxiety is that you haven't really developed that inner strength. What else does she need? Just hold on, I gotta figure this out. Nope. Okay. Where's that in? You haven't developed what? Why is that? It's so funny because it says you don't know how to develop a childlike compassion for yourself.
Is that like you don't know how to love yourself?
Yeah. I think when you get into that certain cycle, you're looking outside of yourself for that love, reassurance.
Well, I always put everyone else like first. Like I always come last.
Yeah, that's got to change. They said at 4 years old is when it first began for you. They said the outside energy started to dictate to you. What did it dictate? A very awkward feeling, which caused you to become very uncomfortable. And you watched somebody in your household that was very egotistical. And then that you've seen how their habit was.
Okay.
And you drew upon that, I got to have strength, because you had to figure out how to, overcome this awkwardness. Now, that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that you drew upon this. And so you developed in that area. And what happens is then you also noticed through your environment that you have to live through others. And we're going to look at this relationship. Now, which one, when she needed to be strong, she become egotistical. That'd be just too much ego. And one of the things that happens with too much ego is you can think too much. It disconnects the higher self. What's that?
Which I do. About absolutely everything.
Okay, so you watch somebody get all, when you're younger, how they overthought, how they became anal, and it made it sound like it, they knew what they were talking about. But then you also saw the other person where you have to live through others because you saw panic in their eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're drawing the picture that you actually saw two people in the room and you took qualities from both of them. But does this have anything to do demoralized? So did you use that as, no, she didn't want to feel that. But because she felt that, she doesn't want it to happen again, and therefore it keeps happening. Okay. So in this case, it's one of those things you would have to push away. Now, I'm hoping I don't lose video. I need to look up the word demoralize so we can get the correct words that suit you, Demi.
Yes.
And in this case, having lost confidence or hope or disheartened.
Oh, do you want me to look it up? Like
no, I already did.
On Thursday?
No, I already did. Having lost confidence or hope or disheartened.
Yeah.
So if you are in a situation, yeah, man, because when you lose hope or confidence, yeah, you just want to crawl in your hole. I got to figure out where they're going with this. This is when the panic comes in and you actually become irrelevant. And when they talk louder, whoever they are, it's like the squeaky wheel gets oiled first. And all of a sudden, you then become this background noise. And they have a tendency to just use words that then attack so that they stay strong. And you've tried that. You don't like that. You can do it. That's part of what they're saying. So the healing part of you was that you need to start to begin to heal that awkwardness first, because it seems like that's the beginning stage of how it spirals out, and then you go into this pattern. Okay, so awkwardness. In this case, and you can do this homework, and then because I know you so well, then you can just write back, say, hey, check my number.
Okay.
All right, so let me figure out what they want you to do. This awkwardness, they say you really got to get in that feeling. So if you're watching TV or if you have a friend who you're talking to, whatever, and you feel it immediately, please try to memorize it and heal it. Run to the bathroom or something.
Okay.
I know it's hard to do when you got kids, but R2D. So you're going to hold R2D and you're going to feel this awkwardness, because this awkwardness also feels like you're being attacked. And they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
There you go. And it somehow it's very demoralizing. It really makes you feel like nothing. Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. Okay, good. You know what I'm talking about, because they said the auto response that you have. No, that's important to understand. Show me the auto response. Because you become very helplessness. And that's kind of the position they want you in. Now, are they consciously doing this? No, but sometimes the people do know they're doing it. But other times people are just doing it because they watched it and, oh, that's how you're supposed to be an adult.
Yeah, that's all they know.
Yep. And somehow they make you feel disgusted for like you standing up for yourself.
Yes. Disgusted. I love that word. Well, I don't love it.
No, but it makes sense to you.
I'd use that word, yes.
Okay, they said again, you're going to use that word and you're going to hold R2D. And then watch how you do self-loathing too. So you got self-loathing, awkward, feeling attacked, and there was one more. Oh, disgusted. So you can think about them all at once, or you can just pick one at a time, but they're saying everything is landed in the spleen meridian, so that's R2D. Where are they going? They got one more thing to say before they go. What did you say? Oh, I forgot my glasses. This is really great. You know what? I'll have to look that word up and tell you when later, because, yeah, I forgot my glasses. How brilliant.
That's okay.
Grudges. Grudges. That's the word.
Grudges.
Yeah, they're saying that, do you hold grudges?
Very much so.
Okay, they said when you're ready to heal that one, then you can go to R2S.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so.
All right, cool.
Thank you, dear. I appreciate you honoring my time, and I love helping you out. And again, when you're done, just say, "Hey, can you check me?" And I will.
Okay, thanks, Brenda.
All right, bye, sweetheart.
Bye.
So I love when I can help people. Um, she's come a long ways, and such a short time. I mean, I've never seen anybody develop so fast. Boom, and it's like, wow, amazing. I loved it. Okay, put those cards away. I gotta definitely check and make sure that I got people's names about shared. Oh, I gotta get Mary down. Yeah, I'm not gonna write the whole name down. Won't read my handwriting anyway. Oh, Taylor. Taylor. All right. Hey, David. How you doing? Oh, let's see here. Anybody else? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Marilyn. Okay. All right. Hopefully y'all have shared and then you tell me. So that's it. Yeah, okay. Okay, got it up to there. Okay. So if you want a paid reading, do it now. I have a list here. Fear and who's in fight and flight? Is somebody in the room? Yeah. Flight and flight. You have had damage to your heart, meaning, well, I don't know what it means, except for that it could be that you had your heart broken. Are you telling this because they want to heal? They want to be recognized and heard. Okay. Well, you've been rejected, and I'm going to send you out some love so that, there you go. Then the fear of judgment from the opposite sex. They said that, so I'm assuming you got rejected, and their judgment of you, their opinion don't matter. Yes. Sarah Bailey says, does cord cutting work with twin flames? Now, I don't do cord cutting because there's roots. On a soul level, you have to understand when it comes to energy, what I've observed with energy is that the actual cord cutting, it doesn't keep the roots of the issues are still going to be there. When I do cord switching with people, I literally pull out the roots, and then I pull out the roots out of you and out of them, and we take the energy that is transformation, allowing the energy to go back to you, and then the other one goes in the treasure chest, and then that's up to them and the spirit to get it back. But it's a process, and twin flames, yeah, if it has to, it has to. And let me tell you, when it comes to if you're with your twin flame and you haven't developed this, you haven't resolved issues with your twin flame, then you're going to have to begin to. Oh, it's Sarah. Oh no, okay, not Sarah. Okay, anyway, there's it's very important. See, I've got my twin flame, but at the same time, we weren't supposed to come together unless we heal our shit. And we did, and I did, and then all of a sudden, a little while longer, he did, and then the universe just kind of pushed it together, and it was just, whoa. So it's so important to understand you can change how you feel about things by learning how to resolve those emotions. Now, when it came to you, Sarah, they said that to get through a process, you're in the contempt stage process. How do you want to put that? Contempt is this a way to think. She's doing it. She can feel them. Ooh, that's, yeah. Oh, that's making my stomach upset. So, yeah, she is. You can feel. All right, we got to stop. You got to stop that process. It's coming in through the fifth chakra in the back. So it's like all of a sudden your will to do something is affected. And why? Because you picked up an emotion that they resonated out. So when a person has an emotion, it creates a resonation and the vibration, and you picked it up, and it says you stored it, and it's affecting your frequency. they said that there is this particular pattern of you becoming invalidated. Like I said, it doesn't really matter what you say, shit, invalidate you, if that makes any sense. So, um, feel invalidation, even though, because you're seeing it that way, even though I'm being invalidated, or even because that feeling that you're picking up, oh, you know what the resignation energy is? Rejection. So you're meant to feel that. Are you even aware that you can pick up his thoughts? Just saying. Infamy. What the heck does that mean? Is that still her? Infamy. There's something to do with infamy. It's like he wants to be best known for being a badass, I guess. I don't know. Isn't that what infamy means? Being known for something bad? Might have to look that up. I don't have the right screen up. That's okay. Not a big deal. So, I am going to let Spirit pick for a 7-minute free reading. Oh, did I write it wrong? Barbara Kessler? Oh my goodness, please tell me I didn't write it wrong. Barbara. Yeah, well, you won, Barbara Kessler. You won a free reading, and if you're here, if not, we'll pick somebody else. So Sarah says, "Oh, so is it me?" Thank you. You honestly, it scares me sometimes. I know what he thinks. Not sure what the infamy means. I don't either. They just kind of stopped over that word, and I thought, so go look it up. Well, the compatibility between you two is the magnetic attraction has flipped. It's like you no longer can tolerate his shit anymore. Mary, you are on my list, dear, because you shared. You said you shared, or you hopefully you shared, and then you shared, because it's here. But if Barbara don't come on, then I'm going to cross her name off and try again. I'm so curious. How do I do things differently? I want to be better than the average reader. I want to be. How do I get out there? So I got to figure out how to do that. See, I don't understand this energy that's here. It just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so since Barbara Kessler is not here, I'm going to cross her name off. We're going to ask Spirit one more time. I'm going to double check. Okay. All right, Spirit, choose. Anyway. Who? Mary, you're next, only because they said that they have a message for you. And so it's going around. Yes, Mary, message. Oh, all right. Hold on. So, Mary, is there anything specific that you wanted to say, or for me to check and with? Can't speak. That's all, folks. Looney Tunes, is that what that is? I don't know. It's a strong emotion. Why did that open? No, shut. Okay. All right, Mary, you know, I think we're friends. You can call if you want, or we can do it just like this. You gotta tell me how you want to do it before I hit start. Let's see. A very strong energy is coming straight through. So someone from the other side wants you to make the effort. Yes, Liva, yeah. So it says, Mary says, how my life will go and if something to do to make money. Okay. Your first card, though, says to make an effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. With that in mind, what do you want her to make an effort on? The energy on the outside needs to match, is affecting her. So energy on the outside is affecting her, making her feel what? Guilty for living. Is that true? Oh, no problem, Mary. But did you hear what I said? Is that true though? Do you feel bad for living on? Because they said lives through guilt, and they said that guilt seems to be really very strong. It's affecting my breathing. So everywhere she goes, she swallows guilt. She takes in guilt. Does she take other people's guilt in? Yes, because it feeds her. How does it feed her? It makes her feel alive. How does it make her feel alive? Because you didn't quite get over someone's, I lost 2 children. Oh, good gracious. So yeah, that would make sense. We'll keep going anyway. Oh, you run this fear, shame, guilt, your self-talk to yourself is what is it doing? Is 10 times you're funny, 10 times worse, and it's a form of self-abuse because that's your coping tool. That is your coping tool. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's your coping tool. And she can't help but to think that she did the wrong thing. She could have. So the self-talk about running it through your head, what you could have done differently. Does that make sense? That emotions. So you just ask. It doesn't have to be heartbreaking. They want you to feel that, because they said that this habit causes a form of depression when it comes to psychic trauma. She has psychic trauma that what happens? Psychic trauma creates depression, or the what is about it? It's in the matrix. So she's looped, going back and forth. So she needs to disrupt the loop. Gotcha. All right. So what chakra? Oh, all of them. Okay, let's try this again. She says, what about her health? Her health. They says your lymphatic system is now mimicking how you're thinking. And so you have a guilty immune system. Yeah. Whoa, hold on. What about, she asked about what? You have the fear of letting go of them. They said, please, we're fine. We're trying to get you to get rid of those feelings, because if you don't, then all we can do is sit back and watch you just fall to pieces, and that's not how we want to see you. We don't want to see you fall to pieces. They don't know how to help you. They brought you to me, but you are going to have to make the effort. That's why they drew that card. Okay, and I know that she has a hard time understanding, because anybody that's in that state, you're like, there's no way to other think. And I'm going to tell you, healing healing those emotions will help that thought, help the heart, and help the emotions, and it'll change the emotions. Okay? They said that this is such an ingrained habit. They've watched you do this. Your compatibility with people. It's like you criticize and downgrade yourself so much that you just don't want people around because deep down their words feel like they're bullying you. So whatever they say, so my words probably feel like they're bullying you. I hope not. That's not how I want to. How do I do that? And what healing, sweetheart, or how you do the behavior? The very first thing I'm going to tell you to do is because you're the one that's alone at night with you. And when people, the feeling that they are giving me in such a deep, um, I mean, it's like this. They said if you could just do this, nothing more, nothing more. Make sure you're touching here, okay, and then you touch here, and then if you can just do this, and your hand is going to want to come off because you want to go in your misery. They're saying no, leave it there a little longer. Each time, leave it there a little longer. Get into the feeling, but you got to start recognizing from 0 to 10, 10 being, oh my God, and then just keep your hand there, and when it starts to change, you got to be okay with, yes, I choose a better thought. Another one, placing your hand over your heart, okay? All right, here's your pinky and your ring finger, and you will feel the two bones come together, and right there is where the bone comes together, okay? That's a triple warmer. That's your army. Doesn't matter, do both hands, but one at a time. And then you think, but you tap that point. And if you can't do the head thing, do this one. And just get into the misery and just start doing this. And what you're doing is you're training every part of you to say, I'm done with this habit. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Switch over, and you keep doing it, and then all of a sudden things will shift, okay? When those begin to shift, you will be amazed with yourself because it's like, oh, now they said you're so identifying with it that at first you're going to want to probably go back to the habit, but you got to remember they're the ones that want you to heal because they want you to not feel this way. Yes, it's a soul contract. Yes. Do you know what a soul contract is? We're desperate for her to hear this. Okay, where's my cards? Show me. We're fine. We're fine. It sounded bad. It was tragic. It was. Tell me why. Tell me. Okay. You're okay. They want me to. Okay, I'm just going to extend this one just a little longer. I'll give you the 10 instead of the 7. Your soul chose to have 2 babies leave because it's about being hopeless. Your soul said it came in to learn about hopelessness. And this is just an avenue of what it feels to be hopeless. They said that, what? Who does? Did somebody disapprove of the way that you were living? They said that you have a tendency to punish yourself because you didn't live up to somebody's standards. And it could have been a father figure. I don't know. Um, when it comes to either hand for your forehead, either hand for your heart, do them both. Electromagnetic energy, it comes back up. Let's see, did you answer what I said? Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. Okay. Okay. Let's try it again. All right. So that last thing I said, did it feel like somebody's, you're forced to live up to somebody's standards? Because, your babies are, I know. They said Well, what are you? I'm the left one. That doesn't help. Um, One of them says, I send you love, loving signs through nature. So there is, when you begin to heal the heart, you, you're going to get stronger. Okay. And that bond with them will get stronger. And you're going to miss to be able to hug. But you also have to understand that you're not meant to berate yourself like you were taught as a kid. That those days are long gone. And you have to retrain yourself to not do that anymore. Which one? And the other one says, Ma, hey, 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 now I have no pain. No, they feel love. Um, they're living and they're just in a different vibration. It's the ones that we can't see. But if you train yourself, you can begin to like start humming a song. Yeah, like comedy, cartoons. Junction, junction, what's your function? Schoolhouse Rock. I don't know if you even know that. And they said, please, please understand there's no concept of time. You may feel like it's years. For them, it's not. Understand? But no matter what, you will be together again. They said that they love to come to you in your dreams, but they don't want you living there. Do you have a dog? Because they said something about Fufu, which doesn't mean that's the name of your dog, but Fufu to me that's a dog, a fluffy dog. They said that there's no such thing as death, and I know that because they're just consciousness. We just took a body. They decided to get rid of this density body, and they're in a different space. Okay, darling. Oh God, yeah. So you came in to feel hopeless, but then you also came in to learn how to grow into love. I always think them. Yeah, oh, they hear you. Yes, yes. Had a dog, Suki. Okay, guess what? Woof woof. Like I said, animals come here. Um, everybody comes together. But healing the heart, if you really can't do it, again, it doesn't take much. I can show you how to do it. I can monitor. This is what people pay me for, is my time and my expertise at helping to come and sync so that I can help you release it. Like Demi just worked on something. I feel that. You have to also heal the embarrassment that it's a way to correct you. And there's no such thing as embarrassment with me and you. It's just a soul to soul thing. It's who you are. It's who I am. It's totally different ball field. They say you're getting closer, and they're clapping and they're happy that eventually you're going to somehow you just got something. I don't know if you just figured something out or whatever, but they just clap their hands. Or you just finished singing. They're like, oh, bravo. Okay. All right. Energy just shifted. Okay. So Mary, it's good to see you again, sweetheart. You need to heal this heart so that you can be this wonderful soul. So the soul has many lives. Um, Good job, Mary. Keep meditating. Somebody had a thought. When you die with this personality, you make duplicates of that. You have to remember there's just spirit. Spirit went inward, contemplated, came out, and created a mirror. Then said, go and do. And we're like, okay, we have a recorder. So now we went in and contemplated and created more time, space, information, consciousness, and we created more people, places, things, different dimensions, different levels of planes, and we just kept going inward and contemplating. Consciousness kept going inward and contemplating. Every time it created a body, it created an aspect, and it created to remember. Okay, grew soul groups, tons of soul groups eventually said, hey, after they were formed out of the one, we want to evolve. So involution first, and then we hit to that bottom layer, and we're like, it's time to go back. That's where we're going back now. It's evolution and that ascension process, and it's not the ascension of the scary crap that people tell you that, oh yeah, you got to go see a guru. A guru is, gee, you should be you. Good. Glad you are you. That's a guru, and you define that inside yourself. You don't need to have those egotistical, crazy people that have to be your leaders, and you don't have to go that route unless that's what your soul wants to do. But that's not the route they're referring to. So, to answer that first part of someone's thought was very simple. When you go to sleep, you dream. You have thousands of dreams. Okay, you're each of those dreams. Well, your soul dreams, and it creates you. And then it creates me, my consciousness in another meat suit, and in another one. And when it does that, it keeps those personalities of that particular person. And so you can meet up with your groups, and you can meet up with, and you can see the different types. And the soul says, hey, you know what? I got all these lessons learned, and it needs to go back. But it doesn't take that personality. It doesn't have to. The consciousness, it doesn't explode. The consciousness is there. It's when the soul has earth and it has physical issues that it creates soul fragments and things like this, and you have to call those home every now and then, and you got to clean up the act. But all right, Mary, go to a spiritual healer. Yes, if you feel like they're doing you wonders, do it. Oh, thank you, Sarah. That actually helps me because I sometimes don't think I do. Namaste, Mary. Okay, so, now, if you've shared my live feed, then I'll put you on the list, and then you get to pick another person. If you've paid for a reading, I'm going to double check to make sure nobody's paid, because I will honor you, because that's, you said goofy. Oh, I did say that did sound like close. Well, I'm getting better at it. All right, hold on. I gotta open that up. I don't think that was a paid reading, but I'll check it anyway. Nope. Okay. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Yeah, that's a good phrase somebody just had in your head. The reason why is because that's what courage is that you can conquer fear by just stepping up and doing it anyway. And when you do that, you'd be so surprised what you're made of. Oh my God, I had hurt myself, and we're at the top of the mountain, and I had to figure out how to get down. And I thought, I can sit there and whine about it. I can let the pain and everything else make my thoughts go crazy, or I can shut up and just take and intentionally focus one step at a time, one breath at a time. I can do that. I can give myself 2 seconds. Okay, I can do this. And before you know it, I was down the mountain and into the car. And then I complained after I got down. But other than that, I was so impressed with myself because I had tenacity. And some people would quit and look at somebody and say, go save me. And sometimes it's, oh, I'm not going to be able to say that name. But anyways, I'll write it down. It'll be shared. So I do reread these again. Send out cards and things like that. Yeah, you can laugh because if you're chosen, I'm just going to have to spell it out. Trust me. Yeah, I got a trust spirit on this one. Okay. All switched. And it's like smelling popcorn. Can you smell that? Sometimes it's just telling the brain to take 5 seconds, and then do what you got to do. So, turn the thing. Oh, is that why you're trying to put it out there as Aikila? Aikila. That's your name? That's why you did that earlier. That's funny. Thank you. I need that. All right. Who? Okay, wait. Oh, apparently there's people coming in. Not on there. Dead people. So there's 2 slots left. And they're pointing to 2 at once. How am I supposed? Just pick one. So they got 2 names they chose. I can't do you both at the same time. I will honor the both of you, but who do you want first? All right, the 2 people that they chose. The first one they said that Cal, I can't even read what I wrote. Calgary. I would love to know how I actually write things. When spirit comes through, my handwriting's atrocious, and same for math. Don't even ask me how to add. I'll just give you a color. Kell, Kell. God, I hope you're listening. Kell, Kell. It starts with a G as your last name. G-R, is it Greer? Oh, I don't know what I wrote. Let's see if you're here, though. Oh, don't freeze up. No, seriously. Oh, that makes me mad. I know that there was a Kell because I wrote that down. Those letters are clear as a bell. My eyes are hot tonight. I don't get it. All right. Cal Greer, G-R. It looks like Greer or Grar. All right. What I'm going to do is the second person then. Nope, that's Kathy. Nope, hello, but no, that's all right. Believe it or not, okay. So just some of you that are new, just let you know that even when you do share, you get a card, and if you hit love, you get a card. And sometimes those 2 cards or whatever gives you a story. They're not here either. Well, who else? That's interesting. Um, so while I'm waiting, I'm going to ask if Tam Schwartz is here. Just cross this person out. Sure. Tam Schwartz, if you're here, because I have a feeling I think I know what's happening. While we're waiting, yeah. You know what? You're so fascinating to me. Keela. Do you have a quick question while we're waiting? Take this thing off. Do you have a quick question, Ikela Bennett? There's no guarantees about loved ones coming through. Sometimes they send messengers, representatives. fear of belonging. Now, why all of a sudden it's not working? Isn't that cute? I like that name. But now I gotta wait for the person to respond. You know. Well, your name's cute too, Taylor. Your mom. Any messages? Okay. If Tam Schwartz is not here, then I'll pick somebody else. But right now, you just stand out. It's like yesterday somebody stood out. Ooh. I don't know if there's a certain phrase that was said. It was like, the future is mine, seize the day. Um, Certain words and things will come forth. And Kendra, like either one. Normally I don't pick cards, but this person doesn't want to talk. They act like they're a mute, or they have no ability to have a voice. I don't know, but they're showing me curly hair as if it was a wig. I don't know what that means either. It's like playing charades with them when they do this. This one? All right, I'll stop. That's the one you want. Yes. Okay. You know, I don't put my glasses on. Why'd you pick a card? You're going to help me read it. But I can't even hear you talk. How the heck? Let's do it. Okay, so. You're right, that's not it. It's a lot of words. Just like, quit complaining. I don't know if that's what you guys did. Oh, wow, my son is named after her. His name is Kendrick. Love it. And he was born on her birthday. Ah. All right, Kendra. Just like pointing. Okay. Like I said, I don't have my glasses, but we're going to try this. Ancient Forest. Hold up the card. She's very much micromanaging. Your roots go deep, incredibly radiant. Healing strength is available to you and grows within you. Do not doubt your abilities. You're so much more than you can possibly imagine. Shaking her head, just yes, yes. Okay, hold on. There's immense, unseen, but very real support around you. You are loved and cherished. You are grounded, stable, and strong. No, she's not. No, she's strong, just not grounded. That's funny. And your spirit reaches high into the heavens. She says, yes. What? She just showed me a rose, and then she says sometimes, I don't know if it's you, but it's something that she might have said to some people, something about their shit don't stink. She keeps interrupting every now and then with, oh, wow, that's awfully young. So there might be phrases that people have shared. Just keep going. Okay, yeah. Your native spirit wants you to know. Throughout the world, those in indigenous cultures revere what is called the tree people. The powerful life force of trees can bring healing, strengthening, grounding energies. Just now go barefoot and run around. The kind of tree might vary from culture to culture, but the reverence and the gratitude for their beneficial energies are the same. The ancient forest is alive with natural spirits. Additionally, each tree has an individual spirit, especially powerful and resilient. She said something about a weeping willow or an elm tree. Go sit under one. I think it's a weeping, I hear both, but one of them will sing to you. Okay. Oh, I don't know where we left off. Oh. The forest can survive the harshest conditions because of the mutual support of the spirit of the entire forest. Your greatest strength is silent and deep. It doesn't need a show of force. It just is. Inner power is found through the contemplation, reflection, and meditation. Sometimes it comes in the times of growth and change. Other times it springs from surviving And she says, "Do you read your? If you read your son, she's right there listening, and sometimes help you when you lose your spot." All right, and other times it's spring. Sometimes it comes from the times of growth and change. Other times it springs from surviving and conquering painful situations. Honest to God, I know how to read, but she's not making it easy. The journey, adopt a tree. It can be one in your yard or one in a nearby park or wilderness. Talk to that tree. Touch its bark. Give thanks. And by doing so, you create an energy condition that will continue to nurture you no matter how far away you are from your adopted tree. Okay? Camping? You guys go camping? Because it's like I smell um, uh, campfire, but it's like an oak or something. It's a lot of oh wow. Tree essences. I don't. I have them, but I don't have them. What do you want her to know? You're telling me something else. Tree essences. Opening my book up. Okay, just a minute. What do you want to know? I mean, what do you want to tell her? I know you don't have a lot of time. I'm hurrying. Okay, I've never felt somebody so pushy in my life. Where? Keep going. Right here. This one? Black spruce essence helps resolve issues of the male side or being a man, supporting the healing of relationships with men and the ancestries of that energy. Um, Encourages us to look honestly at our past actions and face our unconscious tendencies to deal with anger and our other destructive, aggressive energies. So, are you saying there's something that she's inherited from her father? Well, tell me more. Um, she did, or father? Personality changed after trauma. Is that true? She said something about your personality changed after the trauma. She goes, if you're not happy, wait a minute, is that what you want to say? If they are not happy, yes, I'm reading it. Oh, read the whole thing and then talk. Okay, so sometimes your thoughts. Really, you're gonna let me say this? Well, if you're not happy, too bad. I feel not that one. What's good about it? So there are days that you forget something and you drift into. You have a lot of men around you. Oh, that would be a trauma. You have a tendency to go there in a very negative thought pattern. Grab the cards. Oh my God, woman. Okay, be nice with me or I'm going to kick you out. Do you know my front door kept blowing open all day long? Now I know who kept walking through. She did. I would go shut it. Eventually, I had to lock it because the darn thing kept blowing open, and they just couldn't wait. It was 2 o'clock. I told my husband, so I had to shoo them all out. I said, the show don't begin until later. It was funny. She goes, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. She's like, I only got 2 minutes to talk. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, she does have pretty hard. But oh my God. I didn't think I could hear her. I thought she was mute, but she's quite mouthy. Well, no, that's wrong to say. Sorry. What an attitude she just gave me. She says, I watch over you every day. She goes, can you pick a different book? So I don't know if you're what book you're doing, something about the sun and the moon or good night something, or ooh, she's going, I really like those Dr. Seuss books. You might want to invest in them. She definitely, yeah, so she's the one that kept cutting. 3 times my door popped open. And I could not understand that at all. I was like, stop it. One more, and then that's it. She says, no worries. I feel happy and healthy. Okay. Oh, that was nice of her. I think this is for you, but she gave me a kiss on the cheek. She put her hands on my shoulder, gave me a kiss on the cheek, and says, good night. And then tootled off. Tootled off. Whatever. So, yeah, go find a book. I'm sure she's going to pick it out for you. If you feel this energy, then yeah, I'm sure you've. Well, eventually you're going to get there because she says, I'll give you the motivation. It's a very weird energy today, very weird energy indeed, but I'm going to do that spiritual investigation and I'm going to figure out what it is that I'm supposed to do with all this information that I have. Now, I did not see Tam or Kel, cross them off. And I will do one more. Haley, are you here? Please, somebody be here. Because they said, oh, those other people left. Well, that's just. See, that's the thing. I can't please everybody. Where am I going to shuffle these cards? I don't want to shuffle these cards. Alrighty then. Well, why is it the people are not here? Oh, they're here! Yay! I'm so happy. Hold on. Has there been an animal that's been in your space lately, my dear? Because I need to know. No, that's why I haven't seen Robin. She says being in Queensland, I keep missing the live feed. Oh, that's so sweet of you, Mary. Gina, I'm gonna, because your name's new to me. So if you don't get a card from me, understand, hit love, I'll send you a card. You share this video, I send you a card. And that's what gets your name into the drawing. But you also, because you're new to me, I'm gonna send you a card. You put them all together and it ends up being a reading. And trust me, loved ones from the other side will. All right. Well, Taylor, I'm just going to pick a animal. Hold on. Is it reptilian? No, it's animal. Mammal? Insect? Birds? Oh, a bird. There's like 1,000 here. I love birdies. I swear I almost got my one camera to work tonight, and if that was the case, you would have seen my 4 birds sitting on the perch, probably looking into the camera. Being little nut bags, but where? Oh. So the first thing before I even hit the timer. Thank you. Yep, I will get you a card. A cockatoo. Focus on relationships. Strengthen your relationship bonds. Marital, personal, business. Good time to court new favors in love or business. So they want you to begin that process of your divine purpose is needed right now, and the Ascended Masters urge you to get to work on your mission without delay. Ask the Ascended Masters for any information, courage, or support you may need for your purpose. And the number that came out was 399. So you have to develop your relationships with your life purpose. And they said the options that are above your head, you haven't made a choice yet because you have a tendency to live through others. Oh, turn the timer on. You have a tendency to live through others, and that stops your action process of how you would do things. But then you go into the lack of control because the environment somehow sucks you in, and then your thoughts go over there. And then you have to puff out your chest and say, what about me? And then you have to, scramble again. And it's like you keep losing your center. And they said if you were to think like a criminal, what was your motive? What would be your motive? And if you just simple motive, let's say you saw a paint can in the garage, you're like, how do I get rid of that? Your motive then is to get rid of the paint can, but what are you going to do? You could just throw it out. No. Now you're going to paint the side of your house or something. You look for a motive. And if your motive is just your life purpose, but you don't have it written down yet, you're not going to be able to stick with the motive. Okay? And they said, what you need to do is, first of all, do you think what your life purpose would be stupid? You have to be around people that support you in developing whatever it is. Whatever career she wants. Like, for instance, you want to start crocheting and you really like that, then just make it and then just put it out to the world to see what happens. If it is going to be with business and making money, please don't go through the money issue of not understanding accounting. If you don't get the basis of accounting done first, and that is to budget and put that money, like you don't receive in a payment, you can't pay yourself, then what's going to happen is that you're going to end up screwing yourself over. Now, they said, lack what? We lack the compatibility. So with people, with knowing how to manifest. Is that true? Okay. There's many ways to go about it. Okay. The one thing you need to understand as far as when you're motivated, you're going to do stuff. And to get yourself motivated is understanding your goal. So your goal is, let's say, your life purpose. But if you have fear, you're going to stop yourself. That means that I have this healing tool, which Taylor, if I forget, he, just message me and say, the golden lasso, please. And the golden lasso was something as a meditation that I developed, and you can do it, while you're awake, close your eyes. And this meditation, this golden lasso is you go out and you lasso out what you want, and it's the lasso of truth. It starts to pull to you all the things that would block you from having it. Okay. So one time I wanted friends because I was, didn't have any friends. Married and had kids, and my only friend was my husband. Then he had friends, and then my kids had friends, and it's like, good God, I want friends. And so I took and I made the lasso and I threw it out there, and it scooped up, started to pull in, and as it started to come in, I thought, oh my God, I'm afraid to talk to people. So I had to, I could do what the average person does and goes, oh my God, I can't talk to people. Okay, give it up and quit. Or I could try to overcome it by facing my fears. No, what I ended up doing was using EFT. And so then I would just go, even though I can't talk to people. And I really focused. And I really got it down to where I measure everything now. So 0 to 10, 10 being I can't talk to people and it's bloody red. And then I started learning about eye patterns. So I tapped it all out, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, that was not bad. Pulling it close, pulling it close. Oh, and then I realized my self-talk. I started to judge myself as they got closer, as if to say, they don't need to judge me. I can do it all by myself. So then I took care of that one. a little bit further, kept pulling it in. One thing after another kept coming up. But because I addressed them and used healing tools and healed them out, I had this phone call. I'm like, I don't know that woman. I ain't going to call her back. Spirit goes, and I'm like, what? I don't have to call her back. Threw the golden lasso out. I want friends. Lady calls me again. Oh my God, I don't understand why she keeps calling me. Spirit goes, I'm like, what? Stop it. You keep asking, we keep giving, you keep coming up with stupid words. It's like, duh. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I go and I heal that out, and I got over my fear, and I finally answered that phone and called her back, and then we were friends for 7 years. Every day, every month I went over to her house, and I did 7 years of service of healing and growing, and then it was time for the path switch, and I had to find a new set of friends because it was just time. So then I pulled Jennifer in. Yes, she was that second. Yeah, the second. No, I don't know, but I pulled her in. We've been friends ever since. Well, I guess she's a top fan. Woohoo! So you have to really be aware of what you say and your actions. Once that's said and done, you have to put your heart, okay, and your head. What does that mean? You can sit there and you can think about it and think about it. But if you don't put your heart into it, and there's been tests done, nothing will happen. Or you can put your heart into it and your heart into it and our heart into it, but if you don't think about it, nothing happens. Now, if you get up every morning and you make it a routine before you go to bed, and you rehearse in your head and you feel it with your heart, the universe is now going to make it happen. And the universe will start to present small things to you. And if you don't say yes to it, then you just said no to your dream. But the universe will say, I'll ask you again. And if you say yes, you graduated. Then you get a bigger one. It's like you find a penny, and then all of a sudden you find nickels, and then you start to find quarters, and then you find dollars. And heck, I found $140 once, and just cash laying there in the middle of the road. And I'm like, there's no wallet, there's no nothing. This must be for me. I graduated. So you understand that you have to have that heart and in your mind. You can't do them separately, or you're just going to be a whole bunch of waste of time. And if you don't catch what you're saying and doing, you're just going to keep creating roadblocks. And your excuses and your reasonings, oh, good God, please stop having them. Overcome them. Resolve them out. But the golden lasso is an amazing tool. Okay? You just don't have to get yourself out of your way and start using spiritual investigating tools, and when things stick out like sore thumbs, and put it up. I mean, obviously, it took me a while before I realized, why the heck is she calling? But if it wasn't for Spirit going, pay attention to what you just said, I would have never caught that, hey, I'm asking, but I'm telling the universe no. Okay? That was fun. That was really fun. Well, I love you all. Oh, 13. 13 from the strong number. Oh, thank you, Kaylee. Oh, thank you, hon. You're amazing. So if you ever want to watch this again, go for it. Re-listen. Share them with your friends. Have a party. I'm going to eventually begin to ask all of you to really think about doing reviews. And that is, I don't want fluff. Oh, she made me feel good. No. How did it change my life? What did I present to you that you didn't know before? And, and then what's going to happen is, I'm not sure when I'm going to do this, but I'm going to start gathering from in a month time, within 30 days. And I'm going to put your name in the Hope Chest. And you can, and I haven't decided exactly the time. You could win 30-minute free session. You could win an hour. But, it's going to be, Spirit has not decided who it's going to be, how it's going to be. They just know that they gave me this idea, and they told me, just be prepared. It's, you just, really think about it. How did it affect the world? Or how did I affect you? I don't know where the world came from. yeah, there's a lot of energy. A lot of energy. So if you're new, you get a card. If you share, and again, Lenny couldn't be here. Her baby was sick, and um, but the baby's going to be strong because the doctor said everything's going to be better. So it's all good there. I want to know how I affect your world. I want to know, am I worth keep doing these readings? And, did you learn something spiritually? Have you understood it from a different reader's point of view? I'm not just a psychic. I'm not a card reader per se. I don't need these tools. But it's important to understand, am I making a freaking difference? I'm missing something, and I haven't quite figured out what it is that I'm missing. And Spirit has really been trying to help me see what it is that I can't see. And so pay attention. I'm going to keep developing my classes, and so that you can learn how to communicate with the Spirit, how you can do what I do, how to spiritual investigate, how you can awaken and grow. You just got to figure out how to do this. All right, I got to go. So here's the thing, Laura. I know you've got this one particular question on your mind, but you have to remember, I'm not one of those card readers that do yes and no. I could turn around and say, will he be here Friday? I'm hearing crickets, and I'm going to tell you why. You and this person haven't figured something out yet. Gina, well, I guess you'll get color cards and you haven't figured something out yet. Something hasn't come together yet into the universe. The chances are it's more likely that yes, but there is this compatibility thing, and you have a strategy. There's a part of you that says you have to go through a certain amount of panic because that's how you know it's going to happen. You will know if you go through this particular way of being, then the results will be the way it's going to be. It's like saying, I wore my stinky lucky shirt, so I'll know I'll win the game. Do you understand? It's a particular pattern. As far as Gina, what did you want? Just real quick, Gina, you tell me what you want before I go, because it's almost 2 hours I've been into it. My husband's going to be walking through the door in a couple minutes. And if I give you the reading now, there's a lot of anger. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's just zeroing through me. It makes my legs shake. Somebody in your space has very left brain. Left brain is that overthinking, over worrying, anal, worry, have to fix. And when you get into that high beta, which is one step above conscious thinking, it is very much, you can get very angry because you're trying to control the situation, one thing or another. It's very hard to trust in that because it's like, I gotta know. So there's the trust factor's gone. The compatibility is when whoever gets in this state pushes people away, and they don't have no clue that they're hurting somebody. And sometimes when people speak, it's like you're irrelevant. My word's the only word. Infamy. What the hell? That came up twice today. Left brain. you saying? Sometimes when a person gets in that way, they get very indecisive. Indecisive. Very indecisive. Okay, I don't know if this is coming from your mother. Um, I just know that this person had to say what they had to say. I don't know if they're pointing that out about you or that, but usually when spirits come from the other side, they're telling you of a situation, whether it's you or you're in. Very determined, but the indecisiveness comes through so freaking strong. It drives someone's crazy, which then sets off the other person. So I don't know if you're in a relationship or if she was, but it's happening. And it seems like a particular pattern. I mean, my leg won't stop. It's just her? No. Somebody's energy invades the space of the household, and so it really changes. But you're not in a workplace, or you're not having it in a relationship. Somebody is somebody is very upset. Are they alive? No. This is somebody you used to know. What's she doing? 2 years old. She's rehearsing in her mind something that happened at 2 years old, over and over. So it's not an active memory. No, but it's how you lost something at 2 years old. It's that particular way of thinking that gets very toxic in the body. Very what? You don't leave the house because you're awkward? Oh, she. Okay. Are you unable to leave the house because you're awkward? Why? So is she an empath? And are you saying that she picks up other people's emotions and think they're hers? Good night, Robin. Thank you. All right, Gina. Not sure how you take that or what it is I said. Well, this depression is that there wasn't something that ever got finished. Something and with depression that in is that you're going to mull it over, mull it over, mull it over, because now you're going to become addicted to a particular how many hormones? 7 different hormones, 4 of which are a psychic trauma, which means you felt 2 or more emotions, which in this case you felt 4 emotions all at once in the environment, and that can be removed. And it can free you up. But you're still going to have to deal with the awkwardness, not wanting to leave the house. So why do you have depression? You didn't get to develop arrested development. You didn't get to develop past a 2-year-old's thinking. I'm not insulting you. Just understand emotional aspect. There's something that didn't get past. That's a lot of people to lose. But this, even though this happens in an adult, your younger self said it doesn't know how to connect with people. So this has been an ongoing process for you for such a very long time. The thing is that even though you're in your space, all you can feel is their freaking energy. And like I said, if you listen to the beginning of what I said, they're saying that all led up, those emotions all led up to how you feel right now. You may think it's because you lost people, but it was really about these emotions. Well, she'll just have to make an appointment. And she said that the feelings are felt so deep that it created a arrested development, unable to develop in certain areas of your life. Sometimes you have a hard time adapting when you're alone. Because you couldn't explain and cope with what happened at 4 years old. They just keep repeating that particular pattern over and over. It can be changed. For you, I would just put my hand here, cover this top part, this here, so that the blood will come back up, because when you are stressed or depressed, 80% of the blood leaves your forebrain. When you have your hand here, you may want to pull it away, keep it there a little longer, because the electromagnetic energy of your hand and in your blood, all of a sudden the blood will start coming up and it will start changing the way you think. Other part is put your hand on your head, and there's these two bones here, fingers, that turn into, you can feel where the bone meets. You begin to tap that with your hand over your heart. Think and feel, and then it starts to change. Wait until you start to get a change. And then if you feel like it, switch hands. Because you're disrupting the pattern, because this is a loop, it looks solid, but if you keep doing this, even just go falling asleep in bed like this, there's so many other things we can do, but that'll be the easiest. And just allow yourself to feel, if it doesn't freak you out, the stroking of your hair. I believe that's your mother. Okay. Now I've got to go because I think I just heard my husband come home. All right. Love you. See you. Please all stay blessed.